Horror games. Throughout the history of gaming, horror games have been a major staple for giving people frights, chills, and spooks, with its visualization of monsters and horror-themed elements varying from game to game. Today, Nostalgics, I want to present to you a debate between the first Resident Evil and the first Silent Hill game. A debate not only in classic gaming, but in the horror genre over which game is better. Going into this video, this isn't a review of either game. I'm not going to be going in depth with either game, like with story, characters, gameplay, that kind of thing. It's not a review. However, I want to present what each game is compromised of for the horror element, and then I want to leave it up to you guys to let me know what you guys think about the video, but more importantly, which game you think, would be better, in your opinion anyway, based off of your experiences, or just what you see or hear in this video. And I also kind of want to get a discussion going because I know this is the debate. As far as classic games go, this is probably one of the biggest debates I've seen. So I kind of want to get a discussion going with you guys over what you guys think about this. But either way, let us jump into discussing the horror elements of Resident Evil 1. Now, for those of you who don't know, here is what the original Resident Evil game looks like. As far as how the gameplay goes in this game, Resident Evil 1 is comprised of you being trapped in a mansion, being surrounded by monsters, trying to find your way out and escape through various means of puzzle solving and ammo and, health, conservation and whatnot, trying your best to maintain your supplies and escape alive, obviously. A thing that's in common with Resident Evil 1 and Silent Hill is that there's multiple endings. Now, yes, how you obtain these endings is completely different, but I would argue, though, that it's a cool implementation to kind of push you to kind of get the best ending possible. But the first Resident Evil, differently than Silent Hill, this game is more focused on combat orientation, where you have to manage ammo, you have to manage guns, you have to manage your health, you have to manage all these different things because there's a very limited supply that you can find in these mansions. So it's very, very rare that you're going to be able to find all these different types of ammunition if you end up losing your gun or using up all your ammunition. You have to learn how to conserve and survive, basically. This is a true survival horror game. In my opinion, at least, Resident Evil 1 presents the best example out of their true survival horror element, with being faced with monsters in your face and having to conserve ammo, having to know when to use the little inkwells that you get in order to use on a typewriter in a safe room, because those are the only way that you can save, and they are very rare. So it really helps you manage the inkwells as well when you save, because let's say, for example, you have 5 hours worth of progress, right? You're playing the game for 5 hours straight, and you die. You lose all that progress. So if you don't save, then you lose all that progress. But that's the kicker too, because they're so rare, it's very difficult to know when to save and when you want to save all your progress up to that point, because if you die and all that progress is gone and you didn't save, that really sucks. It really does. So you also have to manage when you want to save the game, much less with your equipment and whatnot. And frankly, I think that is what really defines Resi as like a classic series, not just with the horror element with the different monsters and creatures that are in the original Resident Evil, but it also has item management, and the combat is true action horror in my opinion, and frankly, I think it's just really great. Now on to Silent Hill, and for those of you who don't know, this is what the original Silent Hill looks like. Now, Silent Hill is a very different game from the original Resident Evil 1, where instead of having monsters thrown in your face, which you do, by the way, this game isn't so much on inventory management and health so much. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, because it does, especially with your ammo and whatnot in this game, but the feel of this game is more different. The way that I could describe Silent Hill compared to the original Resi is, while Resident Evil 1 is focused more on the combat side of things and the item management and surviving with all these gruesome monsters coming at you, Silent Hill is more a psychological horror game. It doesn't have a lot of jump scares, but it has this great foggy atmosphere. I think honestly, the atmosphere is about even, but Silent Hill takes the cake when it comes to atmosphere and presentation with its horror. It's all psychological. You don't know what's going to be behind that door. You don't know what's going to be in the next room. You're not sure what's going to be, behind the next wall or something. It really makes you think, and this game by far has the best puzzles between the two. Resident Evil 1 has its fair share of puzzles and some pretty difficult ones, but Silent Hill, instead of having combat thrown in your face, like I said, it's more psychological, and it makes you think more. It makes you use your wits more about you, because you have to solve puzzles in this game, and those are way better. And frankly, Silent Hill is the better horror vibing feel game, I guess, if that makes any sense. Whereas it's not combat based, really. It's more based off of your wits and your knowledge, and when you're going through the real world of the town of Silent Hill and the, I guess you could say, Nightmare World version of Silent Hill throughout these different areas, it really makes you be on your toes, and quite a few moments can spook you because you're expecting a jump scare and it doesn't happen, or something creepy will happen and, you know, you aren't expecting it. So I would say between the two, just to surmise, Resident Evil 1 is more if you're looking for a combat-oriented experience with item management, gruesome monsters that you have to traverse through a big mansion and exploration, I say you go with Resident Evil 1. But if you're looking for more a psychological horror game with great puzzles, a great design, great atmosphere, and overall a great overarching story with multiple endings that you really want to get into and feel like you're traversing through two different worlds, which you literally do, I'd go with Silent Hill. Those are just my thoughts and points quickly on the games. Like I said, I'm not doing reviews on these games. These aren't Nostalgic Blast episodes. But I did want to surmise the different horror elements in this game and kind of leave it up to you guys as well. I stated my opinions, but I want to know from you. Which game would you argue would be the better one between the two? Me personally, I would honestly go with Resident Evil 1 because that's more my style of horror game, but that's my opinion. Totally doesn't have to be yours. I am curious to know which one you guys would, like better. Well, let me know what you guys thought about the video and my explanation, and of course, seriously, let me know your reasoning and what game you prefer, because I'm curious to see where this discussion goes. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's little comparison gaming video. A bit different than what I usually do, but don't worry, I just wanted to create a discussion in the community and kind of see what you gamers think. If you did enjoy the video, though, give it a big old like and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch your future gaming videos coming your way. And yeah, that's all from me. This is Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, until next time, keep on gaming.